In this pod-slice summary of the Lex Fridman Podcast, host Lex Fridman engages in a profound discussion about war, human aggression, and the potential for peace with business magnate and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. Reflecting on the Roman Empire's culture of military conquest, Musk questions whether war is intrinsically part of human nature or a product of societal structure. He relays a universal truth. All creatures fight for resources and territory, indicating that conflict is an inherent part of existence that extends beyond human societies. To illustrate this point further, Musk navigates to the topic of chimpanzee societies, which he asserts are brutally violent and devoid of ethical boundaries. Musk then transitions to consider how heightened human intelligence allows us greater control over our violent instincts. He contests that humans have considerable potential to resist our violent urges compared to creatures with less intellectual capacity. However, he also acknowledges the primal roots of our violent tendencies, reflected in our close primate relatives, the chimpanzees, who engage in violent encounters as a part of their society. Musk emphasizes that while chimpanzees might look benign, they can exhibit violent behaviors, providing an insight into our primal violent instincts. The conversation then shifts focus to the current militaristic tensions in various global regions, leading to a discussion about the path to peace. Musk stresses the importance of conspicuous acts of kindness, suggesting that Israel's approach to the volatile situation in Gaza could be more effective if it included overt signs of peace alongside necessary defensive measures. He recommends that war responses should be strategically compassionate, with a goal to reduce the number of terrorists born out of conflict, thus questioning the eye for an eye doctrine prevalent in many societies. The discussion also broaches the potential for war in the future, a concept that Musk believes is inevitable given the nature of societies and conflicts. The increasing scale of war and the race between flourishing and suffering are also dealt with, pointing towards a future where galactic wars could be possible. Fridman and Musk reflect on the very palpable risks of nuclear war, considering its high potential to end civilization. Lastly, the conversation steers towards the war in Ukraine, where Musk expresses hope for a resolution along existing lines. He also emphasizes the high risks and casualties associated with advancement in modern warfare, drawing parallels with World War I trench-style fighting strategies and the addition of drones for more accurate long-range artillery. Continuing from this enlightening conversation, Musk expounds on the intriguing facets of war strategy, using World War I as a significant nodal point. Drawing parallels with the horrific trench warfare used during those perilous times, he emphasizes the devastating losses in the lines, carefully outlining the historical background for those unfamiliar with the intricacies of this war. He stresses that these individual sacrifices, while often overlooked, underpin the unforgiving reality of war. Venturing into a more predictive outlook, Musk candidly shares his view on the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Expressing empathy for both sides, he highlights the tragic loss of young lives on both front lines. The conversation reveals Musk's understanding of the human element involved in warfare, which is often forgotten amidst larger strategic and geopolitical discussions. In line with understanding the causes of victory and sparking wars, Musk engages in a deep discussion on Thucydides' trap, a geopolitical theory that suggests an inevitable likelihood of conflict between a rising and an existing global power. Using the historical conflict between Athens and Sparta as a prime example, Musk highlights how the power transition led to war, despite both sides foreseeing the potential catastrophe. Considering the growing economic prowess of China, Musk elucidates his concern regarding the delicate power balance with the U.S. bridging current affairs with historical precedents. He advocates for better cultural understanding between both nations. He underscores China's impressive progress, noting their vibrant architecture and thriving economy that rivals the USA. Revisiting his point about conspicuous acts of kindness as an effective solution for international conflict, Musk dissects the harsh reparations imposed on Germany after World War I, pinpointing it as a trigger for World War II. He suggests that these hard-nosed policies were replaced with a more compassionate approach after World War II, leading to a constructive rebuilding of war-torn countries. The conversation then veers towards more contemporary international concern, Taiwan. Musk elucidates China's unwavering intent to incorporate Taiwan, a move empowered by their booming economy and military strength. Yet he holds firm to his sentiment that reciprocal violence is not a sustainable solution, advocating again the power of conspicuous acts of kindness in de-escalating international strife. Shifting gears from warfare to a more hopeful topic, Fridman and Musk delve into AI technology, particularly OpenAI's latest release, the GPT-3 AI assistant. With an ostensible admiration for the quick development and efficiency of a relatively small team, Musk praises this game-changing AI technology, hinting towards a new facet of the conversation centered on technological advancements and their influence on our future society. This portion of the conversation features Fridman and Musk diving even deeper into the realm of artificial intelligence and physics. They discuss Musk's latest AI endeavor, OpenAI's GPT-3 AI assistant. Significantly, they touch upon the difficulty of having a reliable and accurate AI that deals with physics and engineering, acknowledging the complexity of the task. Musk emphasizes that the AI system ought to be grounded and reliant on the set laws of physics for accuracy, as physics is the law. Everything else is a recommendation. The pair agree on how important it is for AI to understand and apply physics as part of its internal procedures, highlighting that logical coherence, self-awareness of drifts, and constant revision are vital to striving for truthfulness and minimizing confidently wrong assertions. The topic then beautifully interweaves with the discourse about the theory of everything, with Fridman wondering if AI can comprehend and devise it. Musk ponders on the possibilities, concurring that if AI can't uncover new physics, then it hasn't yet reached human-level competence. The discussion also delves into consciousness, and within those parameters, defining elements like emotions and thoughts. They contemplate on the conventional notion that consciousness and thought generation are resultant from atomic interactions, but also muse that there might be elements beyond our current understanding. Using this complex understanding of consciousness, they discuss the chances of discovering life outside Earth. Musk believes the possibility of encountering deceased, one-planet civilizations during space exploration is quite high, primarily due to their failure to transition to a multiplanetary status. This impactful thought steers the conversation towards the importance of becoming multiplanetary for the survival of our civilization. Finally, with humor and flair, they discuss the works of filmmaker Werner Herzog. Musk fondly recommends one of Herzog's hilarious talks about the jungle, illustrating a lighthearted episode within an intense scientific discussion. In this segment of the podcast, Musk and Fridman explore the fascinating world of video games, specifically dive into the challenges Musk faces while playing the game Diablo. Musk mystifyingly aligns his undisputedly difficult experience of the in-game boss battle against Uber Lilith, otherwise known as Hatred Incarnate, with the real-life battle against hatred in society. He amusingly depicts this struggle as the hardest boss battle in life and in the video game. Musk further dissects the perplexing challenge of defeating Hatred Incarnate, and fondly recalls his earlier days as a Quake player, humorously proclaiming, "I've got skills." He elaborates on the role of video games in his life, describing how the state of flow achieved by playing challenging games is extremely enjoyable and even calming for him. He reverently talks about video games being like an amazing puzzle, filled with beautiful art and engaging storylines. In the same vein, Musk praises the game Elden Ring, calling it a candidate for the best game ever, and even alludes to the possibility that it may have been designed by an alien due to its unusual and creative game elements. The discourse then veers towards AI, and Musk brings up his concerns over AI producing a dystopian state, steering the conversation towards a thought-provoking question concerning world peace. He remarkably suggests that wishing for a world with no war might imply wishing for a situation worse than a little warfare, as eternal peace could entail repression of progress and innovation. A funny detour takes our speakers to a quick chat about the drug Soma, mentioned in the book Brave New World, and Musk's robot AI assistant remarks, "In the end, the universe is probably just a giant computer simulation, so don't take anything too seriously." Despite some comedic undertones, this dialogue carries profound and crucial thoughts about consciousness, AI, video games, and the concept of peace. Musk's perspective adds depth and a unique angle to these significant topics. Continuing the podcast discussion, the dialogue navigates the tightrope between perceived utopia and dystopia. Musk deliberates whether a world devoid of any negative emotions, one perpetually high on artificial happiness, could truly provide fulfillment. This segues into a broader reflection on human nature. Do challenges, even painful ones, not contribute to the richness of human experience? Musk seems to believe so. There's also a thought-provoking tie-in with Musk's own medical experiences when he divulges about using Soma, a drug similar to the fictional one in Huxley's Brave New World, for his back-related issues. The medication, like the book's variant, reduces pain but dulls mental sharpness, leading to more musings on the fine balance between mental and physical well-being, freedom, and control. Interestingly, the conversation reveals Musk's roller coaster ride with state regulatory bodies, adding a dash of humor to what could be frustrating experiences. From mentioning the unlikely event of SpaceX rockets hitting sharks or whales to the absurd case of testing the impact of sonic booms on seals, he shares the unique hurdles faced in his ambitious technological ventures. As they explore the conversation around artificial general intelligence, AGI, Musk expresses concern over potential competitiveness in AGI development. He calls for regulatory oversight, an objective third party to ensure safety and adherence to ethical standards, to prevent a dystopian future where unchecked AI development could pose tremendous risks. He candidly discusses the need for this referee in the AI field, given his past decade-long endeavor to bring this concern to the table. Further into their discourse, Musk dives into the crux of AI utility optimization. There's an underlying understanding that solving the problem of maximizing productive use per unit of energy for neural networks isn't a question of if, but when. Tesla's CEO shares his projections for the industry. A shortage of silicon chips today will lead to a dearth of transformers in a year and a scarcity of electricity in about 2 years. He discusses the constant battle against different limiting factors at different stages of progress. His belief in the utility of physics as a universal problem-solving tool extends to the dire need for efficient power usage in the ongoing AI revolution. The dichotomy of current silicon chip shortage transforming into an excess of chips that cannot be energized reflects the roadmap he has in mind for the AI industry's progression. Interestingly, Musk envisions a steep rise in electricity demand over the next few years, primarily driven by the transition to electric transport, electric heating, and AI's growing requirements. Along with this, he foresees batteries playing a pivotal role in managing the estimated electricity shortage by effectively buffering energy demands on the power grid. However, the topic of the race towards AGI remains a guiding thread. Musk's empathy for sentient AI is visible when he expresses concerns over misappropriation of AI by industry giants. Admirably, Musk strives to ensure that AGI development is collaborative rather than competitive, despite his apprehensions of companies like Google and Microsoft regarding OpenAI. Finally, open sourcing AI enters the discussion as a potential solution. Still, the conversation remains incomplete, offering a cliffhanger for the listeners. Lex Fridman and Elon Musk continue their stimulating conversation with a focus on Musk's concern about unchecked artificial general intelligence, AGI, development. Musk reveals his efforts on a computing system called Grok, an AGI model using the neural network, which has a considerable compute requirement. He discusses its training on over 8,000 A1100S and the improvements they envisage, while indicating that open sourcing of AGI models, perhaps with a slight time delay, could be beneficial. Diving deep into AGI, he talks about his experience and contribution to create OpenAI, a nonprofit open-sourced AI technology project. However, he shares his disappointment that the project has shifted to becoming closed-sourced for maximum profit. Despite this, Musk remains hopeful for the betterment and responsible use of AGI. Musk reminisces about his early interactions with Google co-founder Larry Page and their common commitment to recruit Ilya Sutskever, a notable figure in AI technology. He paints a candid picture of the high-pressure AI recruitment landscape, mentioning his desire to be friends again with Page in hopes of fostering cooperation for AGI development. Then the dialogue moves to Musk's aspirations to improve the AI recommendations on his X platform. He emphasizes that the curation of data is a significant part of the development and the system should embed AI completely to make relevant suggestions. Musk takes a detailed dive into the algorithm behind the recommendation system, suggesting this could all be handled by end-to-end neural networks. This leads to a fascinating discussion on analyzing user behavior and data, including how unregrettable minutes on the platform could be maximized, rather than simply increasing raw usage. Interesting, too, is the discussion about making advertising valuable, or at least interesting content to users and potentially enjoyable, whenever possible. By incorporating AI, Musk anticipates a system that can effectively curate and recommend advertisements, matching users with products or services they'd be interested in. Throughout the conversation, Fridman and Musk continuously emphasize how AGI, if developed and utilized correctly, can be massively beneficial, whether for improving social media algorithms, enhancing user experiences, or fostering healthier online communication and interactions. In this insightful discussion, former President Donald Trump, politics, artificial intelligence, and the concept of free speech take center stage. Initial conversations revolve around Truth Social, the social media platform owned by Trump, which Musk humorously contests the name, questioning the absolute truth of every post on the platform. Musk also reveals his platform's stance on Trump's posting capabilities, affirming they would permit if he wished to do so. In the light of political discourse, Musk expresses an aim for his platform to maintain neutrality. He believes the platform should allow a diversity of opinions, proposing that free speech only truly exists if it permits conflicting views. He characterizes this as moving towards the center, rather than moving right from a far-left perspective, a philosophical shift the far left may perceive as a move rightwards. Further discussions involve a focus on a machine learning model known as Grok that criticizes Musk. Demonstrating humility, Musk appreciates this and sees the merit in it addressing areas he has erred, citing instances his predictions have not come to fruition. However, he contests some critiques based on misinformation from the press, noting how cases against him by SEC and a cave diver were unanimously found in Musk's favor, contradicting negative media stories. A significant revelation relates to the integral role of AI in the system behind community notes on Musk's X platform. The model involves generating a vector space based on historical note ratings, and interestingly, for a note to be displayed, individuals who have previously disagreed need to agree. Musk praises the accuracy of this system and its success in presenting diverse, accurate perspectives. Continuing on the theme of Grok, Musk observes that its training may primarily use conventional media as a source, which inherently contains bias. To counter this, Musk suggests including actual legal decisions in the training set to allow AI models access to the ground truth. This move towards improving AI's knowledge base underscores Musk's determination to align his platforms with the most reliable information. In this segment, Elon Musk dives deeper into his viewpoints and experiences on various topics. His lightheartedness and signature dry humor thread their way through topics like the woke mind virus, trust, the woke mind, cynicism, and the practice of recognizing good in others. Speaking of the concept of wokeness, Musk considers it a threat in its own right, one he's publicly trying to counteract. This mission has inevitably made Musk a political figure in some respects, although he underscores his leanings towards meritocracy and open discussions. When prompted to classify his political stance, he identifies himself as slightly right of center on economic issues and slightly left of center on social issues. We switch gears to trust, where Elon Musk candidly admits that navigating a world where everyone wants something from him can be quite taxing. Yet despite the inherent challenges, Musk emphasizes the importance of being good to people, trusting in their medium good nature, and keeping a vigilant eye for those who wield cynicism to justify their own bad behavior. Moving on to artificial intelligence, Musk delves into his Tesla's autopilot system, one of the world's most intelligent real-world AI systems. Autopilot's significant achievement lies in its capacity to learn to read and understand the world, solely based on video input. Musk aligns this process with humans' reliance on visual input, positioning the visual field as conduits of primary information leading to our brain. He also extends this discussion to the advancement of AI in general and how it's heading towards AGI, artificial general intelligence. Musk highlights Tesla's approach as more computationally and energy efficient than current AI applications. He attributes this efficiency to Tesla's constraints, leading to innovative practices, which ironically makes it possibly ahead in the AGI race. There's a highlight on his recent venture into humanoid robotics, where Musk admits his surprise that they had to develop every component of the robot, Optimus, themselves. There were no suitable off-the-shelf motors, electronics, or sensors. The quest to design and manufacture Optimus like a car was inevitably more complicated than anticipated, but offered valuable insights into advancing the field. Elon Musk expands on his enterprise's humanoid robot, Optimus, enlightening us about the intricacies of assembly, testing, and controls. He uses the analogy of a car for comparison, pointing out the major difference being that a car has more actuators, but the robot has more complex ones like fingers, One of his goals, he shares, is for Optimus to manipulate soft-touch robotics, performing fine motor tasks such as threading a needle only by looking, which he optimistically projects could be feasible within a year. Applying transfer learning from the navigation systems used in cars to humanoid robotics, Musk is banking on the same video-in, controls-out approach to work for Optimus. The fundamental similarity being, a car is essentially a robot on wheels, and Optimus is a robot with hands and legs. Much of the learning process remains identical, with different sets of controls. In a personal note, Musk illustrates his life as a constant swirl of complexity, a notion he believes most people wouldn't choose for themselves. He acknowledges occasional loneliness, finding solace in the company of his children and friends. Invoked by the question about forgiveness related to his difficult childhood, Musk contemplates the concept of forgiveness. He illuminates a resilient mindset, looking at actions affecting a good future, disregarding grudges as they don't contribute positively to that future. Furthermore, Musk savors fatherhood, watching his children, especially his youngest one, X, grow and perceive the world. He draws parallels between biological growth and the development of AI, two evolving neural nets making sense of the world simultaneously. He appreciates how children allow one to perceive the world anew with their fresh perspectives. Lastly, Elon Musk received a heartfelt thank you from Lex Fridman. This was followed by a touching endnote by Walter Isaacson, elaborating on Musk's philosophy of solving complex problems, that the only rules in existence are the ones dictated by the laws of physics. Check out the full podcast by clicking the link in the description below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for listening to this podcast summary episode of The Pod Slice.